Spiritual World, A Haunted Warning, a healing life non-fiction story. The house was old, the kind of place most would avoid, but the price was too tempting. It was listed at just 2/3 the cost of other homes in the neighborhood, a deal too good to pass up. Though it needed repainting, repairs, and remodeling, it was livable with some effort. The modest 2-bedroom home had no locks on the doors, and while the lack of security was concerning, the person moving in wasn't wealthy. They had little to lose, just a few belongings and no more than $100 in cash at any time. The arrangement was unconventional. The house belonged to someone else, but the new tenant was allowed to stay in exchange for repairs and upkeep. It was a mutually beneficial setup. The owner got the house maintained, and the tenant got a place to live. At first, things seemed normal. The tenant picked a room and started fixing up the house bit by bit. But a month later, strange occurrences began. The room door, which had no lock, started opening on its own. At first, it seemed like someone might be sneaking into the house. The tenant would rush out to check, but no one was ever there, not inside, not outside. They tried to rationalize it, blaming the wind, but there was no draft, no open windows or doors to let the air move. Curious, they inspected the door. The latch worked perfectly, clicking securely into place. It shouldn't have opened without someone turning the doorknob. Yet, it happened again, and again. What started as an occasional occurrence soon became a daily event. The door would creak open 2 or 3 times a day, defying explanation. Then other strange things started happening. The doorbell would ring randomly, even in the day or night. The TV turned on by itself. The computer began playing music at odd hours, and the motion-activated lights at the front and back of the house would flicker on and off, though no one was there. The most chilling moment came one night when the tenant forgot to turn off the TV before falling asleep. The tenant awoke suddenly in the middle of the night, heart pounding. On the TV screen, a shadowy hand, clearly feminine, appeared, slowly fading away as they stared in stunned silence. Terrified but determined, the tenants sought help. They visited a Buddhist temple and brought home a statue of Kwannon, the goddess of mercy, placing it near the doors. Within a week, the disturbances stopped. The door stayed shut, and the house grew quiet. But the calm didn't last. A few months later, the tenant had a vivid dream. In it, the tenant was attacked, struck hard while sleeping, by someone trying to rob them. The dream felt so real that they woke up in a cold sweat, certain it was more than just imagination. Though they lived modestly with nothing valuable in the house, they realized that intruders might break in regardless, hoping to find cash or cards. Taking no chances, the tenant installed 2 additional locks on the bedroom door, inside locks that cannot be opened from the outside, barrel bolt latch, slide bolt latch, reinforcing it against any intrusion. With these extra precautions, the house returned to normal. No more strange noises, no more unexplained movements. The tenant began to believe that the spirit haunting the house, a woman's presence, had been trying to warn them. The message was clear: secure your home and stay vigilant. Over time, the tenant pieced together a larger picture. The neighborhood had its dangers, crime, break-ins, and even reports of people posing as law enforcement to target residents. It was a grim reality, but the tenant was prepared. Must install 2 barrel bolt latch, slide bolt latch. They shared warnings with neighbors, installed cameras, and took every precaution to ensure safety. The house, once a place of unease, became a symbol of resilience and caution. The spirit's warnings had not been in vain. As the days passed, the tenant lived with a newfound sense of security, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead.